Welcome to Forest Grove's webinar, Why Prophix Users Worldwide Are Moving to the Latest Prophix Platform. My name is Akanksha Sinha, and I will be kicking off the webinar for you today. So what's today's agenda? We will start with some basic housekeeping, and then we'll jump straight into why we are here today, which is the advantages of the all-new Prophix platform. You can see a snapshot of that on the right-hand side of my screen. We will then go into the demonstration of Connected Services Platform, which is Forest Grove's fully hosted and managed solution that automates data collection, integration, transformation, and reporting for you, so you get all your finance insights in one place. Finally, we will get some end user perspective on how someone leveraging Prophix Cloud together with connected services was able to see business benefits in terms of data collection, integration, reporting, and insights. So who are our speakers for today? We will start with Kim O'Connor, our senior manager, who will showcase the all-new Prophix platform for us. We'll then go to Karis Adams, our BD manager, who will demonstrate connected services. And finally, Charmaine, who will hear about end user story on how she leveraged connected services and Prophix Cloud when she was on the client side. So some housekeeping for everyone. As you can see, we've have you all join on listen mode just to maintain the continuity of the webinar and make sure there are no background noises for our speakers. But of course, you can ask questions. You will see an icon like this in your Teams window. So click on that and please put your questions in there. And we will endeavor to take your questions in the last 10 minutes of the webinar. But in case we are unable to get to your questions in the interest of keeping the webinar to 30 minutes, we will reach out to you and answer these questions for you. And finally, if you have any questions pop in your head after the webinar, you can either reach out to Kim or Karis on these email addresses. So I'll hold the screen here just for a couple of seconds for you so you can make a note of their email addresses. Kim is kim@forestgrovetechnology.com.au and Karis is karis.adams@forestgrovetechnology.com.au. And with that, I invite the first speaker for today, Kim, to showcase us the all-new Prophix platform.
Thank you, Akanksha. Please give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Excellent. So good day, everyone. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to learn about the benefits of moving to the Prophix platform. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the evolution of Prophix from a single product to a financial performance platform. Now, since their establishment many years ago, Prophix have been on a mission to fundamentally change how people work in the office of the CFO, always seeking new and creative ways to enhance their product offering, to empower you, the office of the CFO, with tools that enable you to spend more time on value-add analysis. Now, in the past, and for you who are connected with us today, Prophix has a single product called Prophix CPM, your on-premise budgeting and forecasting application. Today, Prophix have evolved and from a single product to a cloud platform with multiple applications. To this end, Prophix have renamed Prophix CPM to Financial Planning and Analysis, or as you know it, FP&A. In this new and exciting platform, you still have access to all of your FP&A applications, but with added cloud-only enhancements and features to this application. As a part of this journey, Prophix have expanded their capability to include new and exciting modules for financial consolidation and also for your intercompany requirements. The new financial consolidation application simplifies your process of collecting, reconciling, aggregating, and reporting of your financial results for all your subsidiaries in your organization, really giving you a true picture of the organization performance as a whole. Additionally, the intercompany management application is a purpose-built application for the automation of your intercompany reconciliation, with further ability to drill into transactions level and also investigating and resolving those differences. Some additional features that will come in later future releases of the platform will be things like account reconciliation, process management, and also regulatory reporting still to come in the future. Now, Prophix Cloud is offered as a software as a service model, and the objective of any move to the cloud is to lower the overall cost of ownership by leveraging shared infrastructure dynamically to benefit from things like faster time to get to your new functionality, reduced time and effort for initial setup and upgrades from your IT team. It also now removes your infrastructure and CapEx expenditure, removing the need for and required skills and time for the setup and maintenance from an already burdened IT department. It also allows for seamless data integration through our Forest Grove very own connected services solution. So Prophix managing your cloud infrastructure means you get access to automatic security patches, keeping your information safe and secure at all times. You get access to quarterly software updates and patches, and also a regular backup of your environment 4 times daily. This gives you business continuity, all captured and addressed as part of the new cloud infrastructure. This SaaS model offers a really strong value proposition to our customers by eliminating significant admin and IT operational overhead, while still delivering enterprise-class functionality and keeping your data safe and secure. Now, Prophix have also made significant investment in security and compliance. Having a secure first mindset means Prophix has secured some of the most comprehensive compliance and certifications in the market. This includes more independent assurance with third-party audits, pen tests, threat detection, encryption, in transit, and at rest. All of this designed to ensure we are looking at security first and giving your InfoSec teams the peace of mind that they need. Now on my screen, you will see a list of the new and exciting cloud-only features available to you on the Cloud Financial Performance Platform. To name some of them, it's enhancements to dashboard and reporting. Single sign-on is now available, as well as multi-factor authentication. We also have access to a great Microsoft 365 integration suite, which includes solutions like Analyzer, Contributor, and Presenter, which enables users to contribute to your budget and your reporting through Microsoft products like Excel, PowerPoint, and even Power BI. So for today, I've picked a few of my personal favorites to demonstrate to you. The first of which is Prophix Advisor. Now, I personally love this tool. Many of our FP&A clients have been on this Prophix journey with us for many years, building models, creating reports, building complex processes. But over time, our clients too are finding that perhaps having old models, many dimensions, complex calculations, legacy data can cause performance issues. And often our clients lack the insight on where to start the cleanup process. Enter Prophix Advisor. Think of this as your own AI-style Forest Grove consultant that's working seamlessly in the background, analyzing your models and making recommendations on changes to improve your model performance. So through the click of the advisor function, you now are able to evaluate your models and performance against best practices. Advisor highlights opportunities for improvement and provides guidance on how to achieve optimizations, really empowering you as the user to be across your model configurations and the maintenance of your models, but of course with also the support of the Forest Grove consultants behind you. I will now hop into a demo environment very briefly, and again, just show you some of the functionality you get to look forward to in the cloud environment. Could one of my lovely colleagues please let me know when you can see my dashboard?
Yeah, we can see Kim. Or we could see earlier. Now we see you.
Let's try that again.
Yeah, all good.
Thank you, Akanksha. All right, so my wonderful dashboard is up on my screen now. This is me logged into my cloud environment. What you can see on the left-hand side is my dashboard or my chart rather. Sorry, I've entered on the wrong dashboard. What we were expecting to see was my cloud webinar dashboard, which really shows you the introduction of a long-awaited feature, which is the waterfall chart. So you can see here we are able to have more than one dashboard in the cloud now as well. So I can toggle between my sales information versus my finance information and so on, and toggle between them at the click of a button. We can see now I've got my waterfall chart on the left-hand side. Additionally, as I navigate through to the right of my screen, you can see I've got an AI Insights button here, similar to Alexa or Siri, where you can give voice commands or type into the box and the software will respond appropriately. We also have the added ability to now have notifications through our notifications hub. This tells me that I've ran a process successfully or unsuccessfully, and is also volume or sound enabled. So it will give you a ping as soon as activity has completed in the background, which is really handy. Additionally, Prophix have added a resource module here, which gives you in one spot access to all sorts of resources, training environments, really enabling or empowering you to get the training and the skills required to really leverage the software and get the most out of your investment. So just quickly, I'll talk you through these. So we've got the help button, which takes you through to the documentation page, which gives you information on how to use particular functions within the software. We also have the Prophix Academy. Prophix Academy is a training series of training videos, subscription-based, which enables you to do self-paced learning of the Prophix platform tools. Additionally, you have access to community through what Prophix call Red Carpet, and that is a really wonderful community forum where you can post articles and share information with other Prophix users around the globe. So really great means for collaboration there. And then you also, which you're already familiar with, have access to the product feedback forum, as well as the option to request support, which you would do through the Forest Grove support portal. Additionally, now from the menu, what you can see here is our System Hub. Now, those of you on the web client already have access to System Hub, but there is added functionality within the cloud. So in addition to your usual login details and your data history, which enables you to track changes within your specific models, when it's enabled, you also have access to the audit log. And what this gives you is a picture of all the activity that's happening in your environment. So we can see there's detailed information on processes that were run, which users have run them, template modifications that have happened on the system. So really giving you visibility and audit capabilities. So System Hub is a really great feature too of Prophix Cloud. I now want to also touch on Page Notes. So Page Notes is an added feature to Template Studio. I'm going to, from my favorites on my dashboard, just open up a profit and loss statement that I've designed for this demonstration. And I've inserted the new Page Notes module. So what that's done is through an insert menu, I've just added in the page note section, similar to row notes and cell comments, in that it enables you to add commentary to a report. The difference here being that you're adding the commentary at page level. So I can click into my box here and add some commentary with terrible spelling at page level. This differs from the row notes. In that row notes specifically are a comment against a particular row, and cell comments, which is a comment against a specific cell. Page notes is a really awesome feature because you can add them to different pages. And I think currently in on-prem, this has been handled with the distribution of report binders and the like. So a really handy new feature here in the cloud. Then finally, I'd like to introduce to you how the cloud platform enhances your budgeting and forecasting experience through predictive process. So let's consider the example where you're kicking off your next budget or your next forecast cycle. And typically in today's world, we would be using in the on-prem the InfoFlex process to grab data from your existing models and using that as a starting point for your budget or your Q1 forecast. Now we move to Cloud World, and we now have added additional AI functionality and algorithmic processing and machine learning coupled in to help with that prediction of your forecast, simply through using the predictive forecast functionality. So simply put, from the menu here, we will navigate to Process Manager, and from the Insert menu, you now have this new function called Predictive Forecast. I have one that is being pre-configured for this demonstration. So from my favorites, I'll just quickly grab my predictive forecast process. It's really easy to configure. I simply select the cube that I would like to do my analysis on. I then pick my dimension members. So this is basically the source. So it's the basis for the information I'm going to use to analyze that historical trend and try and use that as the basis coupled with machine learning for my forecast or budget starting point. So in here, I've just selected my revenue account. I would like to base this algorithmic forecasting on my actuals, and also then selecting your appropriate dimension members based on your model properties. I also then would need to indicate which period of time I'd like to use for that trend analysis. So it's going back to January 2019 for this model. So I'm looking at a time period of about 2.5 years here, and Prophix's AI will use that to crunch the numbers and spit out the appropriate forecast for the next forecast cycle. So then I'm going on, my last configuration option is my forecast properties. I can now choose from the forecasting model that best suits my starting point for my forecast. So the options here are ARIMA forecasting algorithm or the Holt-Winters forecasting algorithm, or best fit, which is what I've selected here, which uses a combination of the ARIMA and the Holt-Winters, and also adds some machine learning in there to determine which is statistically most accurate based on previous actual results. Then the final step is to select the time period which I'd like to populate my forecast. So I've selected, it's a Q1 forecast. I've selected April. This is a calendar year. And then the forecast duration, which I've said is 9 months, but this, of course, can be selected up and down to the time period that is appropriate for your forecasting. And then all that's left now really to do is to hit run. So what I will do is I'll very quickly just open up a template, a data entry template here, my revenue forecast by customer. Okay, so we can see that I don't have any forecasted revenue numbers yet. So I'll go ahead and pre-populate this by running my predictive forecast process. So I'll click run. And what's really beautiful about this cloud platform is that I now have this notification, which will give me a ping just as soon as the process is run, just saving me from incessantly going into the task log and clicking refresh, as so many of us tend to do. So I'll just navigate back to my template here, and just as soon as Notification Hub tells us that's run, I should be seeing there we go. I should be seeing my revenue numbers populate into my template here, based on the AI machine learning expertise in the background. So there we go, folks, predictive forecasting for you. Unfortunately, that is all we have time to demonstrate today. I hope that's been a valuable use of your time and showing you the cloud enhancements and features that are available to you when you make the move. I'll now hand you over to Karis, who will talk to you more about Forest Grove's very own connected services offering.
Thank you, Kim. If somebody could give me a bit of a little thumbs up to say that you can see my screen, that would be fantastic. Great, thank you. So, hi everybody. Thanks to Kim for demonstrating the different Prophix functionalities. Now, in order to get your data into Prophix, Forest Grove utilised the ETL function of Connected Services tool to extract the data from each data source, then to enable data to flow into Prophix, Power BI, or any other outputs as required. So Connected Services isn't limited to an ETL functionality. There are a number of other functionalities that our customers are using in Connected Services, which provides the organisation with ownership of data right from the source, providing a one source of truth. So as your businesses evolve, the way you plan and report on your business should evolve here as well. So what is Connected Services? Connected Services is a fully managed and supported data solution to automate data extraction, integration, output, to give you insight you need to make informed decisions across budgeting, forecasting, projects and assets and so on. I can imagine most of you are having these sort of current pain points that are on the screen right now. We realise that no matter the industry, we realise that most organisations are struggling within these areas. So what we do, we automate data extraction and integration, transform the data with your business rules in order to be able to report and analyze from all sorts of disparate data sources. And what you get is real-time insights into your data and all in one place as and when you need it. So we can configure Connected Services so your organization has greater control over the workflow processes, giving transparency of the data that's available to you. So talking through this architecture overview, this integration can be scheduled to run at a certain time, but we can also provide the end user with the ability to run this on demand, as you might need to do so during month-end processes to refresh that data. So Connected Services can support your business requirements, but also this slide here shows the evolution of what Connected Services can deliver for you and how it can support the development and providing reporting on the governance of data. So these custom apps are called data apps, where different departments within your organization may use for data input. So let me show you how Connected Services works and how easy it is to use. So hopefully you can see the Prophix Cloud platform there. If I could just get a quick thumbs up, that would be great. Fantastic, thank you very much. So exactly like Kim's, you can see my dashboard here, slightly different. And here I've got the URL for the Connected Services piece. So as part of the Connected Services, we can deploy a high-level view of your data integrations. For example, here we've done it within the last 24 hours. So we can see I have 10 workflows, which I can execute from here by clicking Execute Workflows and then click Refresh. So this page can be tailored and configured to your business requirements, also with a success rate percentage or a number of your workflows that you have. So we have 10 workflows. We can see the success rate and what's failed. So here are the different workflows that have been running. There's one that's failed and it shows the date and time. So we can see there's the procurement one. We can see what time it ran and what date, and then the failure message. Now this can happen for a number of reasons. It could have been offline, the run itself, you could have a password change in the back end. So there's a number of elements that this might have failed. But overall, this provides the finance team with visibility in real time. So with your data in the central repository, we can now start to add data validation and governance, which highlights any issues with your data that your team is working with. So we've connected to your data sources and we start to pull the data, and we can start to compare your data from 2 different sources. So for example, here we've got the HR and payroll source systems. So these employees should be aligned, but the report has flagged the variance in the data, which allows you then to do something about it and go back into your source systems. This is another example of the type of data quality insights our clients get value from. The data should reconcile, but if they're not, then this is an insight into how it can be flagged to your team. So these are examples to which we can tailor to your requirements with regards to your business rules. So have a little think. Are you currently monitoring data governance at the moment? Is it in Excel? What does it look like? Let us know, and please reach out, because we'd love to help you in this area. And these are really helpful guides as well. So this is a guide for the team to ensure everybody's talking the same language. So these will be fit around your business language. And we also include the architecture, which is a really high overview of your architecture, so everybody understands the setup and has visibility of what's happening. So if I jump back into my dashboard here, I can actually execute the Connected Services portal from here. So if I click on here, I'm already signed in, which is great. So this is to provide your team with greater control over the workflow process itself. So giving you options, for example, like time range, what data you want to extract, what business units, for example. So this really provides you with transparency of the data that's available to you. So here you can run it yourself. So I'll run the ETL process, and you can choose which of the processes you want to run and what data you need refreshing. So I'm in month-end process, for example. What processes would I like to run? Yeah, they look about right. Yeah, I need the purchase orders as well. So let's press next. We can then select what sort of entities and what times. So I think I'd need all of those entities and the time. Yeah, let's stick to December. And then the decision, do I want everything to come through, or is it just the incremental load? At this stage, I want everything to be pulled through. So I'll click next. And this is an overview of what's going to be executed. So these look roughly in the right way. Yeah, workflow names, description, let's run it. Success. So as you can see, everything's green, everything's completed successfully, and it provides you with the time and date that it was run. Now, for further details, you can click on one of these, and if you select View Tables, you can then see the records that were actually executed. Successful. Now, the other functionality within the Connected Services portal is the reporting. So there's another option here for reporting. We've got your data. Now is when we can do all the beautiful things in Power BI. And for those who already work with Power BI, you'll understand the flexibility of it. So I've got this as an example revenue analysis. So I click in, and just bear in mind, I've gone into a Power BI report from the Connected Services portal. So here's an example from the revenue summary. As you can see, it's billable amounts by service line, last name, and client. And you can see if I toggle through this, the data changes at the bottom there, depending on what I need and see. So it's very flexible in that manner. The other element that I'd like to show you is the data app in Connected Services here. So this is the idea here of replacing data entry that anyone is doing in Excel at the minute. So let's use sales as an example here. I've got a sales data entry. So I'd like to see and do some data entry for my customer sales. And in here, I can select the customer. I can populate the ship. I can add the quantities that's needed for the vessel in this example. So I've done all that. And then in this application, what has happened is that it's flagged that the amount entered is higher than the vessel capacity. So this data then can write back to your data warehouse. That can then feed into Prophix or Power BI for further reporting as well. So at Forest Grove, we can build bespoke ways to capture this data very quickly for your team. So why Connected Services? Well, it's scalable. and it matures processes with your business needs without increasing resources. It also provides the ability to your team to be self-serving with the data workflows and provides ownership of these workflows. Thank you. I'll now hand over to Charmaine for an end user perspective.
Thank you, Karis, and thank you for the opportunity to share my story with you. In my previous role, I was part of a team who had a focus on digital transformation to improve our business operations and management, which is where my relationship with Forest Grove began. Implementing connected services, Power BI and Prophix Cloud with Forest Grove not only aligned with our goals, but also quickly delivered a return on our investment with measurable improvements in our data quality within 2 reporting periods. The ease at which we could access and analyse our data provided our users with visibility that wasn't previously available to them, driving improvement to the data and associated business processes. Aligning with Forest Grove as our data partners gave us confidence in our data and that our systems were secure. Data governance and management processes are monitored and maintained at all times. Forest Grove provided all the training and support we needed to keep our systems alive, and we were able to write the reports and manage our data in order to adapt to our ever-changing requirements. Similarly, Forest Grove support personnel were always able to quickly resolve any technical issues and provide guidance whenever we needed it. The accessibility and flexibility of the online portals of connected services, Power BI and Prophix ensured secure and reliable access to our end users, no matter their location or their role in the business. Users were able to spend less time collating data and more time analysing the outputs, allowing them to develop meaningful insights and make better informed business decisions during the reporting periods, not after them. We quickly saw improved collaboration between our teams and departments as well, as everyone was now working from the same version of the data and not comparing old or incompatible data sets. The Connected Services Bespoke Apps functionality provided a systemised approach to collate project-specific data that was previously only captured in spreadsheets. Developing the bespoke apps for the entry and validation of data such as physical quantities and material movements allowed us to capture schedules and actuals in one place with less errors. And once this data was validated and stored, we could then access it to combine it with data from other sources, further expanding our reporting outputs to include daily reporting and Power BI reports. Power BI extended the visibility of some of our data to non-finance users, and the visuals brought a focus to some of the key performance indicators for our teams. This in itself quickly matured the use of the data within our business to improve processes and quality. Implementing Prophix for our finance and project management teams improved the quality and timeliness of reporting, which allowed our users to focus on other priorities within the business, improving our project management capabilities. We were no longer relying on Excel spreadsheets to share and analyse data and then having to manually consolidate for management. Prophix gave our users access to current data, removed errors that always occur in spreadsheets, and automated the consolidation reporting to a single step. The Prophix reporting templates were familiar and easy to navigate for our end users who were all Excel familiar, which meant they were engaged early with the system, and quickly Prophix became the source of truth for all their financial data. The security setup and workflows within Prophix also gave managers the confidence that the task would be completed as assigned and that their data could be seen only by those who needed it. The security was managed wholly within our team, so no IT or external support was needed for us to keep it alive. The partnership with Forest Grove aligned with our digital transformation goals, and our outcomes far exceeded our expectations on how mature and reliable our data could become in such a short time. Thank you again for the opportunity to share my experience, and I hope that that resonates with you all. I'll now hand back to Akansha to address some of the questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Charmaine and Kim and Karis. Now, can I get a confirmation that you can see my screen? Any thumbs up from anyone? Okay, great. Kara says she can. Awesome. So look, we are nearing the end of our webinar, but we do have a couple of interesting questions. If you have more, please feel free to drop it in the Q&A box, and we will definitely have them answered for you. One of us will reach out. I think this one question we get asked often, and Karis, if you can answer this one for us, please. We have a number of different data sources that are outside of our ERP. Can connected services connect to this? And can we bring in the data as part of the whole process?
Thanks, Akanksha, and thanks for the question. And absolutely, yes, it doesn't matter what the data sources is. Our team are absolutely fantastically brilliant. We basically haven't been managed to connect to a data source we haven't had a connection to yet, if that makes sense. Even if it's legacy data sources, please let us know. You might have a source that you still need to get data out of, you're not just sure how, and it's quite a painful process. Please let us know. We certainly like a challenge. It could be a HR, it could be payroll, it could be an Excel sheet, PDF, it doesn't matter. And then simply about your outputs, if it's needing to have another output, so some of our customers need to report back into government, for example, we can work with you in that. So yeah, the more the merrier, so please let us know.
Excellent. Thanks, Karis. I think we can take one more question very quickly. I think, Charmaine, this one's for you. In your section, you mentioned, of course, that you've used connected services and Prophix and Power BI. So the question for you is, why did you have to leverage all three, and how were they different with each other?
Yeah, so as I said, connected services connected to our ERP and our primary data sources, and we also use the bespoke apps functionality to enter data, just like Karis's demonstration, in order to be able to combine with other data sources. And then using Prophix primarily for our financial reporting, so whether it was management reporting or project reporting, and then Power BI for a lot of visuals, so more visuals and also non-financial specific data for access from other teams, so things like HSE stats, KPIs, procurement data, things like that. So it was really a combination of all three that made data accessible across the whole team.
Thank you, Charmaine. We do have a couple of more questions. Unfortunately, though, we are out of time and we want to value your time today. So I'm just going to finish off with a few takeaways for you or next steps. So in your Q&A section, you would see that I've pinned a sheet for you. And if you cannot, no problem, we'll reach out to you and we'll send this to you. It basically compares Prophix on-prem and cloud, and it's a very comprehensive sheet for you. Again, if your question was not answered on the webinar today, apologies. One of us will reach out and get you your answers. And finally, let's get you booked in to discuss your migration strategy, as well as how your business can leverage connected services. So you can either reach out to your delivery manager or one of the consultants that you speak to, or you can always reach out to Karis Adams. That is all. Thanks for your time, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.